School rules. They're like that weird fruitcake your aunt makes, full of strange, lumpy bits you don't understand. Don't chew gum. Logical. Don't use your phone during class. Makes sense. Don't spontaneously combust. Wait, what? See, that's where things get murky. Some rules are just plain bizarre. Take, for instance, the rule against saying bless you after someone sneezes. Apparently, it's considered disruptive, because acknowledging someone's existence with a polite phrase is on par with lobbing spitballs at the back of Tammy Sue's head. Makes total sense, right? Right. It was a Tuesday, or maybe a Thursday. Honestly, all the days blend together in the fluorescent-lit purgatory that is high school. The monotony of the daily grind, the endless cycle of classes, and the same old faces. It's like living in a time loop where the only thing that changes is the date on the calendar. Anyway, there I was, minding my own business in history class. Mr. Johnson was droning on about the Punic Wars, which, let's be honest, sounded like something you'd find on the bottom of your shoe. His voice was a dull hum, like the background noise of a distant lawnmower. I was half listening, doodling in my notebook, when suddenly, a mighty sneeze erupted from the back of the room. It was Jimmy, the kid who always had a trail of crumbs following him like a carbohydrate-loving Hansel. Jimmy was infamous for his sneezes. They were like mini explosions, capable of startling even the most focused student. This one was no different. It echoed through the room, causing heads to turn and pens to pause mid-sentence. Without thinking, I blurted out, "Bless you, Jimmy!" The words hung in the air, heavy with impending doom. It was as if time itself had stopped, and everyone was waiting for the universe to react. The room fell silent, and all eyes were on me. I could feel the weight of their stares, a mix of surprise and amusement. Jimmy, on the other hand, looked at me with a mixture of gratitude and embarrassment. He mumbled a quick thanks and went back to his usual routine of snacking and sneezing. But for me, that moment was a turning point. It was the day I realized that even the smallest actions could have a ripple effect, changing the course of events in ways we could never predict. From that day on, I became known as the kid who blessed Jimmy. It was a small thing, but in the world of high school, where reputations are built on the tiniest of actions, it was everything. And so, the day the sneeze changed, everything became a legend. A story told and retold in the hallways and classrooms, a reminder that sometimes, it's the little things that make the biggest impact. And as for me, I learned to embrace the unexpected, to find humor in the mundane, and to always carry a pack of tissues, just in case. Because you never know when a sneeze might change everything. Silence. Then a ripple of laughter spread through the room. Jimmy just grinned and went back to picking his nose. But Mr. Johnson? His face contorted into something resembling a startled pug. He pointed a shaky finger at me. "Miss Lawson, Principal Thompson's office. Now!" As I shuffled past Mrs. Higgins, the school secretary who always smelled faintly of mothballs and disapproval, I could feel her eyes boring into my soul. This was bad. This was very, very bad. Principal Thompson's office was like a museum dedicated to bad decisions and beige furniture. The walls were adorned with outdated motivational posters, and the air smelled faintly of old coffee and despair. It was a place where dreams went to die, and where the principal's word was law. He sat behind his giant desk, a mountain of a man with a comb-over that defied both gravity and logic. His desk was cluttered with papers, a testament to his chaotic approach to administration. He was the kind of man who could make a simple sneeze seem like a federal offense. He peered at me over his half-moon spectacles, his eyes narrowing as if he could see right through me. Those glasses were like a judge's gavel, ready to deliver a verdict at any moment. "Miss Lawson," he boomed, his voice echoing through the room, "we take school rules very seriously here." His tone was as serious as a heart attack, leaving no room for argument. And saying "bless you" is a clear violation of those rules. I tried to explain, I really did. I told him it was just a reflex, a common courtesy. But he was having none of it. "But Principal Thompson, it was just a sneeze," I pleaded, my voice tinged with desperation. I could see the other students outside, oblivious to the drama unfolding in the principal's office. "And Jimmy had crumbs on his face," I added, hoping to divert his attention. Jimmy was always eating something, and today was no different. His face was a mess of crumbs and chocolate. "And the Punic Wars are boring!" I blurted out, my frustration getting the better of me. The history lesson had been a snooze fest, and I wasn't the only one who thought so. The other students looked just as bored as I felt. He stared at me, his expression unreadable. Then he sighed, a long, drawn-out sound that seemed to carry the weight of the world. 3-day suspension, Miss Lawson, he finally said, his voice devoid of any emotion. Consider this a learning experience, he added, as if that would make it any better. I left his office, my head hanging low, wondering how a simple sneeze could lead to such a comedy of errors. 3 days, 3 glorious days away from the tyranny of school lunches and trigonometry. Was I upset, devastated, filled with remorse? Nah, I was going to spend those 3 days perfecting my pizza ordering skills and catching up on some quality daytime television. My parents, bless their hearts, see what I did there? Were less than thrilled. My mom threatened to ground me for life, while my dad just shook his head and mumbled something about kids these days. When I returned to school, I was a legend. Okay, maybe not a legend, but definitely the talk of the town. It all started with a sneeze, a simple, involuntary action that spiraled into what everyone now calls Bless You Gate. The moment I stepped onto campus, I could feel the eyes on me. Whispers followed me down the hallways, and I could hear snippets of conversations about the girl who sneezed her way into infamy. It was surreal, but bless you, girl? Oh yeah, that was me. My sneeze had become a legend in its own right. People I didn't even know were high-fiving me in the hallways, and I was getting nods of approval from the most unexpected places. It was like I had suddenly become a part of some exclusive club, the kind where the entry fee was a public display of nasal prowess. Someone even wrote a song about me, which was catchy but slightly embarrassing because it involved a ukulele and the phrase "sneeze-free queen." The song spread like wildfire. I would hear it being hummed in the cafeteria, sung in the locker rooms, and even played on someone's phone during gym class. It was catchy, I'll give them that, but it also made me cringe every time I heard it. The best part? Jimmy, my unwitting partner in crime, brought me a peace offering. A giant cookie cake with "Sorry you got suspended for my snot rocket" written on it in icing. It was both hilarious and touching. I mean, who could stay mad when there's a giant cookie involved? See, even in the absurdity, there's always cake. And in that moment, surrounded by friends and laughter, I realized that sometimes the most unexpected events can bring people together in the most delightful ways. Bless You Gate may have rocked the school, but it also gave me a story I'll never forget. Looking back, the whole Bless You incident was ridiculous. But it also taught me a few valuable lessons. First, school rules are often arbitrary and nonsensical. Second, sometimes it's okay to question authority, especially when the authority in question has a comb-over that could double as a bird's nest. And finally, always accept cake from a boy who apologizes for his snot rockets. It might just be the most delicious form of rebellion.